So I think I might pose it so that the fingers are a little more normal. I was just trying to, well, let's try this. Let's try this pose um, while we're here. Let me see if I can. So that just so that we could see what we might need to work on. Uh, like I already don't like this profile right over here. I'm not sure that I can really fix that. Maybe the way to fix that is to add something. You can see you have a convexity here, one here. So conceivably we have the convexity here. Maybe it's not the quite the right size as this, but if we added a form over here underneath, that might be what we need. Um, I could see that this form comes out a little bit too much. You could see over on here you have a nice convexity here, then this tendon comes out. Um, I think we could live with that too. I like, but what you get is that's where you get a lot of the dynamic form. That's how it's dynamic, because you have this convexity that comes out here, and then, sorry, what did I just do? I don't want that. So what you have that convexity, and you have this shift of form coming out. Um, this tendon is jutting out away from this roundness. That's how you get your tension, your dynamic form. So I like that, and we don't quite have that. And there's ways to achieve it, but I think we're not thinking about just this position of the hand. So we don't need to worry about that right now. So let's see if we can get these fingers to do that. Looks like this one is angled in a little bit more. So let me try that first. Okay. So this angle, I'm going to angle it counterclockwise a little bit compared to where it is now. Let's lock that with enter so that we don't, okay. So that, this probably, what did I do? This probably goes into the palm a little bit more. So we could go to the actual profile, rotate it in towards the palm a little bit. This looks okay, this looks okay. This looks like the index finger comes out a little bit more. Comes up a little bit more. And that's when you might get away with bringing that out. So let's unlock, let's go to this finger. Okay. So we're going to angle that up a little bit more, so we have to go to the actual profile of it when we rotate it. Lock, press enter. Bring it up a little bit. Maybe not that down, not that much. Go down just a little bit. Okay. And then let's just bring that down. Let's see. Unlock, Control D. Let's shift, click on all this stuff. And I think before we complete the hand, like maybe there's more features, like I talked about adding something in the palm area. Maybe there's more that we add. But sometimes it's good to kind of like, yeah, look before you leap in a way. I don't need this. Let me do this over, I'm sorry. But just to kind of test this stuff out before you complete it all. You know, we don't know that this is going to work. Right now it's working, but it's because we're testing it out that we know that it's working. Press enter. You know, we want these, the whole point of this is that basically we're making models that function as maquettes, or, you know, like a mannequin, like a movable hand. That's amazing. That's one of the reasons why digital sculpting could be necessary, because with clay, it might not be very easy to do this. With drawing, you're just making multiple drawings, but here we could keep the same mechanics. You know, the model, we've really kind of sculpted the skeleton. So now we're just kind of posing it. We don't want to click that. We want that to stay where it is. The reason I don't like to move the spheres when I don't have to is because it's part of the bone. So this and this are connected. So we don't want to move this because then it realigns that bone. So we're just making sure that this pivots on that bone is kind of like the pivot point. So enter for lock, go to rotate, go to the profile, probably go in the middle of that sphere for the pivot point. Maybe that needs to come up a little bit more into it. Sometimes it gets misaligned, you know, because you can't, like, that whole finger looks a little misaligned to me. Because if you don't get it on the exact profile, it twists. So you just have to go back into it and make adjustments. Making art is about refinement. In a demo, I try to nail it the first time out, you know, make it look easy. You know, my thought on it is if it looks easy, you believe it's easy and you don't question how difficult it is to actually do this stuff. Sometimes it's nice for you to realize that I struggle with certain things too. So, you know, like this looks a little misaligned. I'm gonna try to fix that. So, and the other thing is you have to fix things. You're the boss. Nobody's gonna come up to you and say, hey, this isn't right. Or at least you don't want anybody to come up to you and say, hey, this isn't right. You want to be the one that knows, that's in control of your work. And whoops. So you have to be vigilant and try to be on top of it, you know. Bring your A game. Yeah, that looks a little misaligned. So this could drive you crazy, obviously. I'm trying not to drag you into my craziness, but like I said before, it's not working in the coal mine. It only takes, it takes as long as it takes, but it doesn't take that long. So what do we do here? Yeah, I might bail on it at some point in terms of, yeah. Let's see. Not great, not awful, not gonna make us crazy, okay? So let's go to the next finger. So we're gonna bend it here. Enter for lock. Rotate. How does that go? Is that parallel to this part up here? Are we rotating a little bit away from? Yeah, we are. Let's see. There, we straighten it out. Grab. Okay. Press enter, Control D. We're gonna go just down here. Enter, lock. Try to go to the exact profile of that piece and turn it. Let's see. Rotate it. I don't know if yeah, it doesn't look like I managed to do that right. Let's go back. All right. Huh. Seems a little better, but okay. A little more. I don't mind taking the time on something I think that's working. I think this is working. I like where it's going. I've sculpted many hands in a different way. And this is actually pretty fun. And I see it giving better results than previous methods I've used. So hopefully that encourages you a little bit, but yeah, this is working. There's something we'll talk about when we'll go to the inside of the hands, like the backs, the underneath part of the knuckle. If you look at your fingers, you can see that there's this fleshiness here and this fleshiness here. There's a gap in between. And so maybe we can look and take a look, see if we're getting that with our end result. It looks like it is kind of getting that. So All right, so we want to do this finger next. Yeah, it's taking time. It's taking a little bit of time. So again, in case you don't know, I press shift down. And that way I could click on, I keep clicking on everything that I want. And when I have it, I press enter to lock it all. And then I'm going to rotate global. And I find the pivot point to turn that. Let's see if it seems okay. I have to go to grab to make sure that it's, yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, if you find the right pivot location, it's not too bad. All right, so is that the right angle? It's good enough for me. So unlock, press enter, control D, click down here. I like to use grab global when I'm clicking. Shift, press enter to lock, go to the profile, angle it back, so it looks like it's perpendicular to this one. So we can angle it a little bit more, bring it down. I think that's not too bad, I think. And so now, what do we want to do? We want to angle these two right here back more. So, all right, press enter, shift, yeah, I'm sorry I don't really tell you exactly which buttons I'm pressing. I would think I would start with the skull in my other demos. That one I kind of go through it more. That's more of the intro to this method. This is probably a second project, I would say. The skull being that it's more important. It's a place to start anyway. But I think you're gonna get some of the basics of this technique in that demo. Okay, I see. All right, we don't need that. Okay. Enter, press lock. This one parallels this one, so we're gonna global rotate. We're gonna I think maybe I would like to point that in a little bit more. All right. It's not too bad. Control A.